Hello everyone. I am studying third year MBBS at Calcutta National Medical College. I am here to teach you about class 11 physics concepts for NEET UG. In this chapter, I am going to teach you first about the angular measurements, accuracy and precision, error calculations, dimensions, principle of homogeneity and units. If you know well about the dimensions, you can differentiate easily between the formulas and relations, either they are dimensionally correct or they are incorrect. So let's start. First, I show you one thing that you all know. You studied at mathematics, a equation where S is the arc of a circle, length of the arc is S, that equal to R theta, where theta is measured in radian. Here we use this formula for measurement of radius of sun and its distance from the earth. Suppose this is the sun and this is the earth. This is the diameter of the sun. Suppose it is capital D. The distance from sun to earth is small d. And the angle the sun forms at your eyes is theta. Remember, theta is in radian. So we know the equation that capital D equal to small d into theta. So we can write here capital D equal to small d into theta. Theta is in radian. If you know any two of them, you can easily find the another from this equation. Here you may ask me a question that the formula S equal to R theta, R is the radius of the circle, S is the arc and theta is the angle formed by the arc. Here capital D is a straight line, it is not a arc. I will say that because of the distance from earth to sun is very large, it's very long distance, so here you can assume this formula. For very long distance, this formula is approximately correct. So you can approximate this formula and you can find out the results also from it. For example, say 152 into 10 to the power 6 kilometer is the distance of sun from earth, and sun makes an angle 0.53 degree at your eyes. So here I have told you the values of small d and theta, but is in degree. So values of small d is, I have told you, d equal to 152 into 10 to the power 6 kilometer. Okay, and the theta is, and the angle theta equal to 0.53 degree. 0.53 degree. Okay, so first you find out the angle in radian. So this equal to, we all know that 180 degree is pi radian, so 1 degree is pi by 180 radian, so 0.53 degree is 0.53 into pi भाग divided by 180. This answer is in radian. Okay, here there is no symbol, so I write it in radian. This value is approximately 0.00925. Okay, in radian, of course. Clear? So we know the equation that capital D is equal to small d into theta. We write it again here, capital D equal to small d into theta. So from, if we put these values, that 152 into 10 to the power 6 into 0.00925, we find out the result, that is 1.4 into 10 to the power 6 kilometer. Okay, so we can find out the diameter of the sun. Okay, now I want to teach you about the accuracy and precision. Suppose 3 students A, B and C has done one experiment 3 times each of them. Remember that one experiment, each of them has done this 3 times. So there are 9 times they have done that one experiment. So here is A, here is B, and here is C. Okay, they have done the experiment 3 times. First time the result A has got is 7.00. Okay, then second time he has got the result of the same experiment is 5.82, and third time he has got 8.10. Now for B, first time B has got the result 6.58, second time he has got 6.27, and third time he has got 4.31 or 32. Clear? Let's talk about C. What C has done. First time C has got the result 6.99. Second time he has got the result 7.00, and third time he got 7.01. Here the perfect value of the experiment is 7.00. See, A has done one time correct. He has got the result 7.00 exactly. So A is accurate at first experiment only. When he does the first experiment, he is accurate. But other two values of A, what he has found, these values are very much different from the correct experimental values. In case of B, the values are different from 7.00, so they are not nearby to 7.00, so you cannot tell B is accurate or is precise. In case of C, you can see 6.99, 7.00 and 7.01. These values are, the difference between these values are just 0.01. So they are very nearby. So the values of C, what he has got is precise but not accurate. Sorry, these are precise but also accurate, because value C has also got the value 7.00. So C is both precise and accurate. B is none of them, not precise, not accurate. For one experiment, A got the accurate value. If we think of another guy, D, who has done the same experiment, but his values are 4.99, 5.00 and 5.01. These values are precise but not accurate. Clear? So I have cleared your ideas about what is accurate and what is precision. Next, I will tell you about the error calculations. Let's talk about the error calculations. Suppose you are doing an experiment A, and del A is the error in that experiment. So your result of that experiment will be A plus or minus, that is plus minus del A. Clear? So your results will be A plus minus del A. Say you have measured one resistor R1 and another is R2. The errors are respectively del A and del B. Then for series combinations, your result of these two data will be, for series combination there will be R1 plus R2. You know it. For series combination, the resistors will be added, and here their errors are also will be added. So plus minus, plus or minus del A plus del B. B. Okay. So you have understood it. The errors must be added. They are never got minimized, never got subtracted. Remember it. The errors are always added. Suppose Z is the result of one experiment. Clear? And this result depends on the experimental data of measuring capital A, B and capital C, such that, and the relationship between Z and ABC are Z equal to A to the power X into B to the power Y divided by C to the power P. Clear? A to the power X into B to the power Y divided by C to the power P. So what is the relative error in measurement of Z? We write the relative error as del Z by Z. So it is del Z by Z, that equal to X into del A by A plus Y into del B by B plus P into del C by C. So okay. So del Z by Z, that is the relative error in measurement of A or measurement of Z, is X into del A by A plus Y into del B by B plus P into del C by C. So the power in the relationship comes in front of them, in front of the relative errors of them. The relative errors of A is del A by A, B is del B by B and C is del C by C. Let's talk about one example of this. Percentage error in measuring A is 2%. Of course, the relative error. Clear? The relative error of A in percentage is 2%. So here we can found that del A by A is equal to 2%. Clear? Del B by B is 3% and del C by C is 4%. So I should write them. Del B by B is 3% and for del C by C, del C by C is 4%. Okay, so del C by C is 4%. Okay, now what is the value of del Z by Z? That is the measurement of percentage error in Z. And the relationship between Z and ABC is given as Z equal to A square B to the power 4 by C to the power 5. Clear? So here del Z by Z will be you can easily see the x into del A by A. So here 2 into del A by A, and del A by A, the value of del A by A is 2%. So 2 into 2%, clear? That is 4%, plus 4 into del B by B. Clear? The power of B is 4. So 4 into del B by B, because y into del B by B, and the value of del B by B is 3%. So 4 into 3, that is 12. So plus 12 plus 5 into del C by C. Clear? The power of C is 5. So 5 into del C by C. The value of del C by C is 4%. So 5 into 4, so 20%. So plus 20. So if you add it, the value will be 36. So it is, so percentage error in del Z by Z by in relative error of Z is 36%. Clear? Then we should go to the next page. Now I will tell you one special question about this error calculation. If resistance of A is 2 ohm and B is 3 ohm, so resistance of A is 2 ohm. Clear? Sorry, 2 ohm, and B is 3 ohm. Find the resistance of their parallel combination when del A is plus minus 0.2 ohm and del B is plus minus 0.3 ohm. So del A is del A is plus minus 0.2 ohm plus or minus 0.2 ohm and del B is plus minus 0.3 ohm. Clear? So this is the question. Find the relative error in their parallel combination. Clear? So we know that the formula of parallel combinations of resistance 1 by R equals to 1 by R1 plus the R1, the one of R, that is R1, this one is in suffix. Clear? 1 by R2. Okay, the equation is 1 by R equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. If you differentiate it, you will got minus dr by R square, that is minus 1 by R square into dr, equal to minus dr1 by R1 square minus dr2 by R2 square. Taking both side differentials, we got this, that minus dr by R square equal to minus dr1 by R1 square minus dr2 by R2 square. Clear? R2 square. So you got the relationship minus dr by R square equal to minus dr1 by R1 square minus dr2 by R2 square, by taking differential of both these sides. From this we got the relation that del R by R1 square, del R by R square equal to del R1 by R1 square plus del R by R2 square. Clear? From that we should write this, del R by R square del R by R square equal to del R1 by R1 square del R1 by R1 square plus del R2 by R2 square. So you got this. From this, as there is del R by R square, from denominator R, take it to the right side. So r will be multiplied to the whole of the right side of this equation. So you got the values of del r by r, that is del r by r equals to r into the value, all the values of right side. Clear? R into the total values of right side. I have not written the whole of the right side. So you got the del r of r equal to r into the whole at this right side. So you know the values of r because r is the parallel equivalent resistance of parallel combination between A and B. So what is its value? We know r equal to r1 r2 divided by r1 plus r2. So 2 into 3 divided by 2 plus 3. So the value is 6 by 5. So we write equal to, this equals to 6 by 5 into del r1 is, that is del A, that is 0.2, and r1 square is A square, that is 2 square. Clear? তাহলে 0.2 by 2 square. So it is 0.1 by 2. 0.1 by 2 plus del r2 by r2 square. Del r2 is 0.3 and r2 is 3. So it is 0.3 divided by 3 square. So it is 0.1 by 3. Clear? 0.1 by 3. So this equals to 1 by 10 by 0.1. Clear? So the percentage error is 0.1 into 100, that is 10%. Clear? So I told you all about the error calculations. Then we should go to the next page. Next, I am going to tell you about the principle of homogeneity. The principles of homogeneity. Clear? Suppose a dimensional equation is given such that A plus BC equals to D plus E by F. Clear? From this equation, as it is a dimensional equation, dimensionally correct equation, you can tell that the dimension of A equal to the dimension of BC equal to the dimension of D equal to the dimension of E by F. Clear? How can I tell this about this? Because you know you can add 2 kg plus 5 kg. Clear? You can't add 2 kg plus 5 meter because 2 kg is mass, the dimension of 2 kg is mass, and 5 meter is L. So they before adding or subtracting, the two parameters should be in same dimensions. Clear? So here you can say A, B, C, D and E by F has their same dimensions. So I should write dimension of A equal to dimension of BC equal to dimension of D equal to dimension of E by F. For adding or subtracting, these principles of homogeneity should be maintained. But you can divide between any two dimensions, any two dimensional values, any two dimensions. You can multiply between any two or multiple dimensions. Multiplication and division does not follow this, but if you add or subtract the subtracting values, each of them should have same dimensions. Now I am tell you some examples. Suppose A plus m by n A plus m by n into P minus Q is equal to X. So from this equation, what you can tell according to the principles of homogeneity? You can tell that the dimensions of A equal to the dimensions of m by n equal to the dimensions of not equal to, and so dimension of A equal to the dimensions of m by n, and differently the dimensions of P equal to dimensions of Q. So I am writing this dimension of A is equal to dimensions of m by n, and you also can tell that dimensions of P equal to dimensions of Q. Clear? You can tell this. You can also multiply by multiplying what you have got, AP plus MP by N minus AQ minus MQ by N equal to X. So dimensions of X equal to each of them. So dimension of AP equal to MP by N dimension of mp by n equals to dimensions of aq equal to dimensions of mq by n equal to the dimension of x. Clear? So from these equations you can tell this. Next, I should tell you about another equation. Suppose a equation is given such that y equal to a sine bx plus c. So what is the equation? Y equal to a sine bx plus c. You know sine এর আন্ডারে অ্যাঙ্গেল থাকে. So if bx plus c, it is a value of an angle, so it is a value, so bx plus c is dimensionless, and sine bx plus c, this is also dimensionless, so the dimension of y equal to the dimension of a. Clear? And bx plus c is dimensionless, so differently bx equal to c equal to dimensionless. Clear? So we can write the dimension of y. We can write here that dimension of y equal to dimension of a. Clear? From this equation we can also tell that bx and c are dimensionless. Bx dimension of bx. So what is the meaning of dimensionless? This means bx equal to dimension of c equal to 1. Dimensionless means their dimensions are 1, because you know m to the power 0, l to the power 0, t to the power 0, the power of these all are 0, so the dimension is 1. Dimensionless, it means dimensionless. Clear? But you can't tell b and x are differently dimensionless. It may happen that b has a dimension of t, that is time, and x has a dimension of frequency, that is time inverse. It may happen. So here I also add this, the dimension of b is 1 by dimension of c. Clear? This is all about the principles of homogeneity. I will tell you another equation. Suppose a equation is given such that y equal to a e to the power bx plus c. Clear? Sorry. Our equation is given such that a equal to a e to the power bx plus c. You know any number's power, it never has the dimension. It will never have the dimension. So bx plus c is again here dimensionless, like the previous one. The previous one is was an angle. The previous one was an angle, so that was dimensionless. And here it is at the power, so it is also dimensionless. So the dimension of bx equal to dimension of c equal to 1, and dimension of b is equal to 1 by dimension of x, not dimension of c. Sorry, I have written dimension of c. It should be dimension of, okay, it should be the dimension of x. Clear? The dimension of x. So dimension of b equal to 1 by dimension of a. Clear? And here is also dimension of y equal to dimension of a, because you know E is dimensionless. E is a mathematical constant, you all know. Next we go to a next page.